Okay.
Okay, I want you to say your name and spell your name for us.
Okay. Dorothy, Dorothy, Taylor, Taylor, Muhammad, Muhammad.
Okay, Dorothy, do you give us permission to use this footage for the Wiregrass Archives at Troy University and other archives, and plus to use to promote an historical history of the Wiregrass area?
Yes.
All right. I know, Dot, you were you was very young when y'all left Southside. Tell me about the few years you were there and your experiences.
Okay, I may not remember everything like El Marie and Cookie remembered, but I can go back and tell you what I do remember.
Tell him.
Oh, look at him. I'm sorry.
Tell me.
Oh, tell you. Okay. I remember going to the two-room school that they were talking about.
Okay, hold on. Don't refer to them when you're talking.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no problem, no problem.
Okay.
Just talk as you're talking to Marty.
Okay.
And they're not in here.
Okay, well, let me go back then.
Okay.
Okay, I remember growing up, I had my sister Sue, who was always very sick. She had a bad heart, and she would go to Birmingham a lot of times for treatment. And unfortunately, while she was there was no school, so she didn't go to school. So by the time I started first grade, which I started first grade when I was 5. And when I started first grade, by that year, she was able to go back to school. So we started first grade together. It was Miss West was our first grade teacher, and Mrs. Kenny was our second and third grade teacher. I also had a big part in a play years ago. I think I was second or third grade, but I do not remember the name of the play, but I remember having the lead role in that play. But it was a school where we all knew each other. We all grew up together. Our parents were always friends with each other. Some of us went to the same church, some didn't. Some went to the AME church. I went to New Bethel. And then I had one or two friends who went to the Church of God in Christ. So I stayed there until after we finished third grade. We had to go to Montana Street. Now, Sue, my sister, could not walk to Montana, so my dad had to get a taxi to take us to school every day. So every day we rode to school in a taxi. And then 2 more of our friends, Mary Alice and Joanne Anderson, joined us, and they went to Montana. So we went there 4th grade. Then by the time we finished 4th grade, we had moved from Southside. We were moving from Southside to Lakeview. My dad had a new house built before we moved to Lakeview, but unfortunately, when they asked us to move, of course, that house, we had to stay over there. And then we had another house built in Lakeview, and that's when I started, I guess, Stringer Street Elementary School. But I have some good memories of them. I think we were like one big happy family. Everybody knew each other, and if somebody saw me doing something I shouldn't be doing, then of course they told my parents. They got at me first themselves. I don't remember anybody else hitting me or whipping me, as they used to say back then, other than my parents. But they had the permission from them if they had to do it. But I was kind of sorry when we had to move, I guess because I had gotten to know everybody and we had all grown up together, and now it's like we're being separated. Some of my friends did move to Lakeview, so I still got a chance to see them. The others I didn't see until we went to church on Sundays. And then I got a chance to see everybody that I hadn't seen, you know, while I was in school. But they are very fond memories.
Okay, what was it like when y'all first moved to Lakeview? What was your house like on Southside? What type of structure? How many bedrooms? And as far as the physical parts of it?
Okay, our first house, I think we had 3 bedrooms. We had a living room, and we had a kitchen. We had, I know there was a toilet in the bathroom, but I don't remember it being a tub in there. But when my dad had the new house built, of course, it was 3 bedrooms, living room, dining room, kitchen, and a full bath. And I don't, like I say, I don't remember going to an outhouse or anything like that when I was growing up. Oh, when you asked me when I moved to Lakeview, yes, like I said, it was kind of rough at first because you move into an area. Lakeview was just being developed, so there were all the roads were dirt roads. We didn't have street lights, so it was kind of dark out there at night, just like it was on Southside. And eventually, they slowly did start to pave the streets. So when they start to pave the streets, and then they put in the street lights, so then things got a little better.
Okay, what did you do for fun while you lived on the South Side?
You know what? We got together, we had something called jacks. We played jacks a lot of times. We played dodgeball, hopscotch. What else did we play over there? Hopscotch, we had the dodgeball. I guess we just played out in the yard with each other. We had our little dolls, we had our little grass dolls where we could braid a little hair. Well, not braid it, we called it plaiting. We plaited the hair back then. But we had a good time with those little dolls and just doing stuff like that.
Or do you have any questions for me?
Did both of your parents work?
My mom didn't work, but my dad did.
And what did he work doing?
He worked at Dothan Glass Company.
Okay. Do you recall your street addresses in Southside?
No, I don't. I just know I lived on South Bell Street, but I do not remember the address.
That's sufficient. Gosh, boy, you've covered a lot of the stuff that I want covered. And I'll tell you why I'm asking about interiors of houses. There's no other source for that information than the people who lived in those houses. And I've got a captured audience here, so I want to know what y'all's houses were like. Because yours was very different than the ones that y'all were describing. Anyway, and you went to, I do have one more question. I'm sorry to stumble around. You said that after moving to out of Southside, that the only time you saw all of your friends together was when you went to church on Sundays. Did the entire congregation reassemble at a new facility?
Okay, what I meant by that was when we were on Southside, like I said, we were all like one big happy family. We all played together because the houses were, you know, in the same neighborhood. But when I moved to Lakeview, I was only able to see the ones who had moved from Southside that moved also to Lakeview. My other friends from Southside that did not move to Lakeview, those are the ones that I usually saw when I went to church on Sunday morning.
Because y'all were going to the same church.
Because we went to the same church.
Did the New Bethel congregation pretty much all move to a new facility? You may not be able to answer that question.
Now, when you say move to a new facility, what do you mean?
Did they build a new church, and did they move
Yes.
as a congregation?
Okay, yes, we did. We had a church on Southside, And then, yes, we did have the church built. It's still over there now on Allen Road in Dothan, in Lakeview.
And so the congregation pretty much moved over, except for people who may have moved out of the.
Right.
Right. Okay,
Okay,
yeah, that's good.
if it's one thing that stands out in your mind about living there, what would it be? Just any one thing.
I think the one thing that stands out when I lived there is the community, the relationships that we had over there. We were one great community. We all looked out for each other. And it was during a time when I guess everybody knew each other. My parents knew their parents. He knew everybody. So it was just like, just one great community, and I like that about Southside.
Let me ask you this. I know a lot of the houses were substandard over there. So your house was not considered substandard because y'all had indoor plumbing and bathroom and all. So how did it make you feel, if you can remember, that y'all had these things and some of your friends didn't? Did that ever cross your mind?
It didn't. I guess when you growing up like that, I go to visit my friends, and if I had to go to the bathroom, most of the time I didn't. I guess I'd wait till I got back home because we were so busy playing. So no, I guess I never thought about it.
I do have one follow-up question. It's about Lakeside. Did you feel the same sense of community in the new neighborhood eventually that you felt in the Southside neighborhood?
I don't think I ever felt what I had on Southside was in Lakeview, although I did, once I got to know everybody, we were like one big community also. So I can't say that I didn't like that about it, because I did. We were one big community, just like we were on Southside. Everybody looked out for each other.
That's all I have.
One last thing.
Oh, okay.
Were the roads paved in Southside?
No.
Just say the roads. Answer with the question.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, the roads were not paved on Southside.